Welcome to our very first expert panel for Theater Under the Gun 2020 Social Distancing Edition. I'm Ryan Gladstone. I'll be your host.
Thanks so much, Ryan. I'm Jeff. I'll be here doing some color commentating as we go, and we have two experts here on our panel. We've got Heather Lindsay from Victoria and Kevin Loring, who's coming to us from Ottawa. How are you both doing today?
Oh, fantastic. I'm so excited to dive into these inspiration packages and see what these artists have to work with.
That's fantastic.
I'm super excited to see what they bring forward.
So without further ado, let's go to our first group here. We have Dusty Foot Productions. They received once fluffy fresh towels reduced to scraps, rags. Their sound was an ancient key turning in a lock. And their image, as you can see, is cloud over a roof of some sort, I think.
Could almost be some pyramids or some sand dunes there, Ryan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I see a connection. I see a connection right away between the text word of fluffy and the fluffiness of the cloud. I wonder if they'll bring those two things together.
That's great. Thank you so much, Heather. Heather is the artistic director out in Intrepid Theatre, and she was the producer of Theatre Under the Gun. Maybe you could speak a bit, Heather, the importance of images in the development of pieces.
I think images really can create consensus with a group of when you're looking at an image, it gives you the world of which you are starting to create, the environment in which you're creating, and it lets all the writers and the collaborators into the same world. So I think sometimes it's a great way to start the foundation of the world in which you're creating.
Kevin, maybe you could speak to us a bit about the text. I found there's some interesting comma placement in the text. Maybe you could speak to...
And I'm very curious to see how they'll turn this text and actualize what's being expressed there, because there's a taste of negativity in the phrase, and I'm wondering how they'll play with that, and in relationship to the image and of course the sound that they're going to be using.
Thank you so much, Kevin. Kevin's the artistic director of Indigenous Theatre at the National Arts Centre of Canada over in Ottawa, and a well-known playwright.
And then we have the sound, the ancient key, really coming out of nowhere. I think this one is going to be a difficult one to meld all together. So they're going to get creative with this one, an ancient key.
That's right. We've got keys, we've got towels, not things we're normally used to seeing together.
Yeah, it's going to be a challenging one, I think, this one.
The House Collective. And here is their inspiration package.
Oh.
So their text, you see, is... Get her a goddamn Perrier and shut your pie hole. Their sound is deafening silence. And their image, well, you can see it in front of you there. I'm not sure exactly how to describe it. There's a lot going on in that image.
Well, yes. Now, the image is a historical image. It's not a contemporary reenactment. It's that photo is actually from a time when they took black and white photos. The device that is being used is a beauty to be able to measure someone's beauty. But of course, as these are inspiration images, we don't give the groups any information about the image.
Yeah, and it's really great for character development. There's a lot, I think this image really screams out of the page at us, or the image really jumps off the screen. It actually looks violent to me as well. I get some violence, controlling, obviously the beauty, history of beauty, but great character development in this picture. Lots going on.
Yeah, I definitely get tones of fascist era, kind of 1940s Germany, war setting, maybe the upper class. I don't know. It's kind of fetishistic.
Very creepy, very creepy. And then with the sound, the deafening silence, I find that fascinating. I'm always curious if the groups and the artists are how extreme are they going to use these sound bites or that sound image? Will this turn into a completely silent piece? You
bring up an interesting point, Heather, that the inspiration packages are here for the purpose of inspiring the companies. They are not required to use every item. We may not hear the sound of deafening silence, but perhaps the idea will make an appearance.
And the flip side of that too is that there's a lot of opportunity in this image for satire, especially in conjunction with the text.
But we can say now that the groups are coming in with their final pieces that this line of text was actually given to us from Kevin Loring, who's joining us on the program. Maybe you could speak to us. How did this line of text come to you?
It's from Where the Blood Mixes. The character George says it, or has it said to him by June in my play Where the Blood Mixes. And when I was asked to participate in this, I was like, that was the first thing that came in my head.
Ooh, good luck, the House Collective.
Good luck, House Collective. All right, let's move right on mid-youth crisis. And here is their inspiration package. Their text is, I used to be a fish, probably a haddock. Their sound is the air coming out of a balloon, and their image, as you can see, is some sort of painting.
Well, an interesting bit about this image, the groups themselves did select each image. So they selected these for each other, and they weren't submitted with any information about where the image was from.
The first thing that jumps out of me for the image is the movement within it. So again, I always I'm a very visual person, so I go into character development, or I mean, the colors and the movement, I think, can really inform the piece. So yeah, I get movement. I love the arms.
I love the characters in the piece. I'm wondering the mid-youth crisis will be able to actually pull from some of the characterization in this piece.
That's the question we're all asking ourselves, Kevin.
They're probably still asking themselves that right up until the very end. So good luck to the mid-youth crisis. The sound, the air coming out of a balloon. Oof, piercing, interesting, kind of annoying noise. That's what I get out of it, is sort of annoying. Or death, just death.
I really like this piece of text. I think it's very evocative. It's funny. It's sad. And a haddock, it's very specific. It's not a shark. It's not a, it's not a flounder. It's a haddock.
And connection to the past and connection to the earth and the water.
It's very nice. Interesting how the air can come out of a balloon in so many different ways. Like one can hear like the hiss, the high squealing, or it could be more of a, like Kevin said, more of a sound of flatulence, like a.
Our next company is Sourdog, who interestingly, they participated in Theater Under the Gun last year. And here's their inspiration. Their text is, where is the life, goddammit? Where? Their sound is a zipper opening. And their image, as you can see, is a coat check claim card.
Well, someone got to the club very early.
I get club vibes through all of this. They got to the club super early and now they're leaving super late and they're at a point of like some form of belligerence and with zippers and yelling and not knowing where they are and what is the meaning of life. I don't know. It really goes well together.
Maybe they got there late and there are only 9 people there. And then somebody maybe had to go to the bathroom.
Could be many reasons a zipper could open. When they selected their images, it was completely random. So this group chose the image that they submitted.
Oh, okay.
Unbeknownst to themselves, they did not know what image it was until they opened it and recognized it.
Kind of a karma's a bitch kind of thing, isn't it?
Yes. This is. I also see this as like as if they were like just before we all got quarantined and self-isolated. It was like somebody who went to the club on the very, very last night that the clubs were open and no one was there and they got wasted.
Came home with their pants off.
Where?
It's true. Now that line is from Carmen Aguirre, who wrote the recent hit play Anywhere But Here, and it's
you have life in full caps, which is basically screaming.
Good luck, Sourdog Theater.
Sourdog Theater. Okay. Color Sound Lab.
Oh my.
Yeah. So their text is, I tell myself this is the last time I fall for a white guy. I've been doing this for thousands of years. Their sound is a lamb running down a hill of fresh green grass. We've all heard that. And their image, as you can see, is, I would imagine cookie dough, but it's hard to say entirely. It's hard to say whether she's enjoying it or not.
It looks like a mushroom binge, really.
It could be a drug-fueled adventure, yes.
Well, and also the image evokes obviously a very heightened sense of smell coming from it. So I think it's expanding the senses of what you can tap into the image there, and especially if it's a drug-fueled kind of world with the lamb running down a hill of fresh green grass. Like, where did that come from? That sounds like someone's high as well. It could be. Yeah. I mean, I feel like the sensory experience within this one is quite interesting, and I love the line of text with it being in such the present moment, to then really taking the audience to a place of saying, I've been doing this for thousands of years. So
yeah, I agree. I think that there's definitely some overtones of intoxication as she's wearing some of the cookie dough on her nose as well as on her fingers.
Oh yes, there is.
And the look of pure joy and ecstasy might be just brought on by the endorphins of eating mouthfuls of cookie dough. The sound of the lamb running down a hill of fresh green grass is just, I mean, my mouth begins to water when you think of that. I think we can all tell, relate to, I tell myself this is the last time I fall for a white guy. I've been doing this for 1,000 years. I think we can all relate to that.
Yeah. And
Absolutely.
People have been relating to that for thousands of years.
Thousands
of years. Yeah, that sound is like, oh, that's a juicy thing to dive into. I can't wait to see what they do with that.
Let's hope Color Sound Lab is just as inspired as you are, my friends. Our final group here is Whoa Horsey, a group of clowns from Vancouver. We have their piece of text is, hasn't anyone told you that your cynicism is really boring?
That's from Christine Quintana, Ryan.
Yes.
Their sound is a book slamming shut. And their image, as you can see, are, I believe they're two finger puppets in an intimate embrace.
Possibly Frida Kahlo. The monobrow is a real clue. The flower and the red, and even something about the eyes, I dare say. Also, book slamming shut is an interesting sound. It is, as soon as I read that, I feel like I can hear the sound.
Yeah, very a well-known sound. But yeah, very like definite sound we all know.
No, that's a very definite sound that I think we can all relate to. But also, like you say, like the size of the book. Is it a comic book, like a Flutter? Or is it like an encyclopedia, which half the people watching this won't know what that is, but it's a big book with a lot of information in it.
The sound goes with the text a bit. It seems like the text is bringing. Well, it depends on how the person reads it, but I guess my instinct saw this sort of starting an argument.
She is decidedly not smiling, I would say.
No. And looking off, and
yeah.
Puppet on top is very intent on the action. So
yeah.
In some ways, it also ties into the name of the company because, as you see, the writing of their company name is not like slow down horse. However, it is whoa, as in sadness. Whoa, horsey.
Thanks for pointing that out, Ryan. I hadn't really noticed that before. I always thought, whoa, like easy there, horsey.
Yes. But also like, whoa.
Like existential whoa am I.
Whoa. Feeling the weight. Whoa.
Like
whoa. Yeah. Oof.
Whoa. Here, I've got some books here with me. I thought we could maybe hear a little difference. I've got complete works of Chekhov here. See, it's like a short, small.
Let's do a test.
Huh?
The Body by Bill Bryson.
Oh.
Here, I've got the complete annotated works of Edgar Allan Poe right here. It's a nice big hardcover. Get it right in the middle.
Oh yeah.
On that
one. I've got this play here. It was written by me. That was nominated for Governor Generals this year. Let's hear how that's slammed shut.
Oh.
Okay, I have one
that's
that
nice,
may relate.
very satisfying.
Yeah,
Great play
nice.
too. Definitely check that out.
Okay, my edition is I'm reading Stray by a wonderful BC artist who lives in New York right now, Tanya Marquette.
Yes, also former Theater Under the Gun.
Former Theater Under the Gun artist, absolutely.
Artist.
Oh.
I just happen to have this photo from a previous Theater Under the Gun of
Tanya. Oh,
and Tanya Podlosniak.
And Tanya, the two Tanyas.
Each book seems to really have a different slam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the whole show is just going to be a musical cacophony of slamming books.
Huge thanks to our panel for sharing their expertise and wisdom with us here for Theater Under the Gun. And well, folks, make sure you tune in Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You have to go to the Theater Wire website to buy yourself a ticket. The tickets are priced from $0 to $100. So if you are unable to afford a ticket, the show is on us. Please make your way there and watch the show and see what these companies come up with, these strange and wonderful inspiration packages. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Good luck, all the teams.
Good luck.
Good luck.